that her mother actually was open to her going to the prom once her hand had been forced. When she's like, oh, the boy won't come, but then the boy comes, and she's like, oh, okay.
There is a chance.
I guess you can go. That dress is a little revealing, but the mom does let her go.
Dirty pillows.
Yeah.
What a line.
The mom does let her go, and even Tommy, who takes her there because his girlfriend has told him to take her there as a sort of to make up for what they did to her in the opening scene. Tommy starts to have a good time with her. And Tommy asks her actually, instead, before they go out to where he's going to meet up with all of his friends, and she says, you can just go with all your friends. Like, you don't have to do this pity thing for me. And he says, no, do you actually want to go on like an actual date after prom before I take you home?
Yeah.
And they actually have a connection. And the way that he films that connection working when he takes them...
we talking the dance sequence?
Dance.
It's like dizzying and romantic. And
it is amazing.
It's incredible.
And I looked it up. The way that he shot this was that he did a 360-degree dolly with the camera.
Did you say that that's super dangerous to do?
That is dangerous now, and you're not allowed to do it anymore.
Oh, okay. But back then, whatever, baby.
Well, also, he wasn't going at super high speeds, because the thing that's supposed to be super dangerous about it is when you do that one where you try to capture a photograph.
Oh, it's like, that Matrix spin?
Yeah, like that Matrix type thing. Right. That's the more dangerous part, because that camera's moving so fast.
Gotcha.
So this, like, someone's on the dolly controlling it. He can just stop moving it if someone steps in front of it. So it's not that bad.
Gotcha.
But either way, they have a 360-degree dolly moving one way. And then they have a platform, a heightened platform that they're both standing on that's spinning them the other way.
Interesting, because I was definitely realizing that there was kind of like a counter spin going on, and as the scene goes, it gets faster and faster, more disorienting, but in a good way. It's kind of like that. I think he's trying to emulate the feeling of kind of like they're not falling in love, but it's that
there is that
connection with
sweeping
somebody.
romance of like these people have become one.
Would be perfect. Yeah.
And there's also like these amazingly bright like dance light colors and stuff like that reflecting off of their hair and their clothes.
And it's the first real moment that we get with Carrie where she feels
it's transcendent. It's a moment of like pure happiness.
Bliss,
probably the first time that she's felt that in her life.
Yes. Yeah. And you're fully aware of that.
Yeah.
So it really gives off a strong emotion to you.
Yeah. No, it 100%. Because again, the way that he has that camera like artificially spin around like that and all the bright shimmering lights to it, and then immediately followed up by what is like straight up like fire and brimstone, like biblical death.
Yeah, for real, dude.
That she just unleashes because everyone is laughing at her lowest point of humiliation, where they have all staged it so that she wins prom queen, which, by the way, the shot where they do that, also amazing. And a funny story, I was watching the De Palma doc, because I've seen it, and it's just an amazing bit of information, all the behind-the-scenes stuff he tells you about some of the films that he made. And he had a lot to say about Carrie, and he said one of the things that they told him was they didn't understand why he spent an entire day on one shot. And because he kept trying to do this take over and over again to get it right. Was it the one
shot with the bucket and then them sitting, that whole thing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's unreal.
Because the camera, all in one take, follows them as they are manipulating the votes for prom queen while they're taking up all the sheets.
Yeah.
And you see the shot where she kisses her boyfriend and shoves all the real ballots underneath the table and pulls out the ballots that have Carrie voted in all of them, and hands them all in. And then that shot follows her through the dance floor while she's collecting ballots and taking them in. And then it comes over to the stage. It goes all the way up the stage and then sort of like tilts over and then cranes across the wooden plank that they are holding the bucket of blood on. You get the shot of the bucket of blood, and it still doesn't stop. It tilts back down.
That's where I got like I was already impressed. Yeah. But then he just had to keep going and make a full 360 connection between Carrie and the bucket. And
because it starts with Carrie before it, and then it ends with Carrie and the bucket of blood in the shot. Right. Where it's looking down at her as she's winning with what we know is about to drop on her. And the way he extends that sequence out and makes it just, exactly how this is going to end.
It's the most suspense I think I felt. Yeah. It's like top 3 suspenseful scenes we've seen on this show, I swear. Yeah. And not only that, but once he initiates the pull of the bucket, he puts it into like slow motion.
Yeah.
So you have even more time to watch the blood hit Carrie. You have the misunderstanding between the teacher and the brunette, who's the boyfriend or the girlfriend of Tommy.
Yeah.
So
who is trying to like prevent it because
right,
she's
but
noticed
she
what's
thinks
happening.
that she's pranking Carrie, and so
Yeah.
you have this whole miscommunication thing. She gets kicked out of the gym, and then bam, it happens, and it's so well done. He's such a master of suspense in this.
And the way
scene.
that those bright lights that were once like magical and romantic immediately light up the blood to be like
yes.
inhuman.
Yeah.
And her eyes.